continuing on with Warfighter Modern Shadow War Expansion 57. I left off at the end of turn 9, or the timer's on still set on 9, because I didn't finish up the move for the hostiles on the night turn, or the night activity. Also, one thing I got to go back is that Duke has a shadow skill of 8+, so I made noise by moving last turn. However, I can roll on my shadow skill, and that's great. So the noise here didn't go up by 1, and so don't have to worry about that. So now let's look at the random movement, and each of these hostiles has a random movement that has a range that if it's lower than this number, they move this direction. If it's higher, they go to this direction. If it's in the range, they stay put. So let's just take a look at each one of these in order. So this one is 4 to 7, so 2, so it's going to move to my location. This one, 9, so it's going to move to the target location, actually, or the objective. This stays put where it is, and this one up here is going to move over here. So we've got we have two hostiles here, one hostile here, and one hostile here now. And so that should end out the turn, because there's no well, I take that back. I think I think I do a reinforcement roll here. I gotta go back and figure out what my reinforcement was. I was just reading that roll. So found it, and so what I need to do is, since you do reinforcement rolls for each location where there is a soldier, so I'm gonna have to do a reinforcement roll now on the back alley. And this is different than regular Warfighter Modern and Warfighter World War II, in that you actually do a roll. So you'll look at the top hostile card, which this is a 1. You add that to the, you roll a 10-sided dice, and you add that together. So that's 7 plus 1 is 8. It does not fall in the range, so then this is discarded. And so I don't have a reinforcement there. And I think the rest of that plays out there. Everybody's still unaware. I did the movement. I corrected the noise, so I'm all fine now. So this will go to timer 8. My actions flip back over for the next turn. One thing, and I think I put this in one of the comments, and I did get some comments again from Peterson, and thank you for your comments. Pointed out a couple things. I think I kind of caught some of those in my cleanup one, like the shadow roll. And so this is, I'm making mistakes, but that's to be expected. One of the things, one of the reasons why I think while I'm making, kind of struggling at times, is picking the game up after haven't played it in a while. And I think the last time I played a Warfighter, I played I think I played a World War II scenario, which again plays somewhat the same, but this whole noise thing and reinforcements, there's a lot of differences and nuances to Shadow War that is not in the other one. So that's one thing. But the other thing too is, my attempt here to try to do a playthrough, I'm doing it in little spurts because that's what I have time to do. So in fact, I'm kind of picking this up new every time and trying to get back into it, which normally when I play a game, I try to make sure I got enough time allotted, like at least an hour or hour and a half, or if my kids are all out of the house and doing stuff, then maybe even more. And I can really focus on it, and then take my time flipping through the rules, take my time looking at the situation, and there's no pressure to try to package this into something that is viewable. So that's one of the reasons I'm struggling, because I'm picking this up new every time. And sorry about that. It's my apology to you guys that if you see me struggling. But hopefully this is, shows you, I guess, some of the decisions that are made in the game, which is cool, how the game plays, albeit a little, a little clunky at times, but also, some of the things you need to understand about this game. You might want to go back and refresh some of those areas of the rules when you're playing it, so it doesn't come as such a surprise on, well, how do I do that? Again, love the game, love how it plays out. It's just that I find finding stuff in the rules sometime, and I think there was actually a comment on one of my, again, I think it was by Peterson, that some of the stuff is hidden. You have to kind of go, it's not an easy flow of where it's at. So anyway, so that's some of my struggles there. So now I'm on to turn 2, or not turn 2, but my next turn. My timer's now at 8. Time-wise, I've got 8 turns to get this laid out, and it's not looking so bad right now. There's no alarms going on. The hostiles that are out there don't seem too imposing. Again, you don't know what's on the other side, but you've got a 0 and and 3 1s. Oh, I should have probably done the time a little different. The noise a little different. Sorry, I just noticed that because this person was in my spot, so that would have been one more noise because it went from a 2. But then these 2 would have not been in there, so that would have taken off 4. So I'm actually down to 0 noise now because I added these guys onto the noise, but they're 2 away, and I added this guy as a noise 1 because it was 1 away, but now it's since it's right on my thing, right on my location, then it's 2 noise. Anyway, so I think I did the math right. That's what I'm living with. So that's pretty good. So my noise is good. I've got some hostiles, but not too imposing right now. I need to get to the city street to activate the target, so then I can go back to the back alley and take my shot. So looking at that, and I've got a 0 here, but the good news is here, this guy might, in random movement, move off the board. So I've got that potential of that person just going away and not having to deal with them. And the likes of these could either come back towards me or they could move, further down too. So, so here we at here. I think for my first action, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. I don't need any more locations, so I don't necessarily need to do a big draw. I've got some good combat cards to set up for my attack. I think I'll move again. So so to move, it takes an action. So I'll use a used here to take an action, and I'll move here. I have to pay 3 for the movement, which I have, but I also have to discard another 3 cards for the shadow. Let me take that back. Yeah, before I move, but the first thing I'm going to do for my action is I'm going to discard and draw, because then I'd have those extra cards if I need those. So definitely want to keep stealth kill, steady aim, stealth attack. I don't know if I need these 2, so I'll discard these 2. Well, I'll discard 2 quiet. So that will give me 1, 2. That'll give me 4. So I draw 2 more cards up. So at least I have some cards to discard if need be. Oh, I got another stealth kill. God, I don't want to discard that. And I got to move out. Oh, so this is good. So I can move without performing an action. So that's going to work out. So I'll play this card to move. So I still have my action, which might come into play because if I fail my stealth mode. Well, I got my night goggles here. Once per each turn may pay 1 action, experience point, or discard an action card to either perform a reveal or for you to ignore night entrance. So I'm going to ignore the night entrance. So I'll discard a card. I'll discard Combined Fire to... so I ignored that. So now I can move into there for just the 3. So I've ignored that with my night goggles, and I have, and I still have 1 action left to do something here. And I don't know. Do you think? My question is: does activate? I don't think activating the target is takes an action. I believe that is what I saw there. And the rules. Go back to that page there. So activate the objective card is freely done. So I can go ahead and I'm going to activate this. So I just remove that. So now my target's activated and I still have 1 movement left. So, you know, with that movement, let's move back to here. I've got my 3, can you move? Yeah, I think I can move back. So I'm gonna move back to the back alleys. That's my movement used there. So now I'm set up for my shot. You have to be range 2. I've got my gun. I feel like I'm pretty well set up here. Oh, I would have made a noise. So I'd have made a noise to move there. So let's roll my shadow. 9, so no noise for that movement, and then I move back, so I got to roll my shadow again. Nope, this time I did make a noise, so the noise goes up by 1 there, and that's what I have now. So now I would do random movement because it's the night turn now. I've used my 2 actions. It's the night turn or night activity. And so these hostiles, basically what that represents, the hostiles going on patrol. You know, they're unaware of me. Oh, I got to make a, since I failed it, I also have to make a pause roll. So if it is 1 or less, then the hostile here will pause. And it's a 4. Okay, good. So no pausing. So that person's still unaware. So I have an unaware person. Everybody's unaware. Now they're going to do their night rounds, and let's see what happens to them here. So I'll roll on this guy first. So 2. So this person moves off the board. So I don't have to worry about this person anymore. Let's try this one here. 1, so that moves to my location. That's awesome. This one right here, 9. Wow, that person moves over here. And 1, this person moves to here. So we've got everybody. I've got targets on every situation. Now the good news is for that person moving here, I'm kind of glad that this person moved here away from this target because I have to. Soleimani has protected, which means I have to eliminate everybody that's in the same area as him before I can take a shot at him. So the fact that there's nobody there, next turn I can get my shot in. So so now we do the noise thing. This person's noise factor is not going to kick in. This person has a search of 2, so noise is going to go up 1, 2. This person is right on top of me, has a search of 2, so that's another 2. But my activity, and I think the activity is based on how many locations are out, and not necessarily where the soldier's at. I probably need to take a look at that. But yeah, check that out, and that's based on that the noise counter on the noise track, so you reduce it based on activity based on the position of the rightmost location card. So, well, this is an active location now, so it's all 3+. So my activity is only 3, but then we have quiet streets minus 1, so it's 3 minus 1 is 2, so this goes down 2, 1, 2. So noise-wise, you know, not in danger, I'm not in the yellow, but also not in the best, you know, could be a little bit use a little bit more activity to shield my conduct, but not bad. I think I'm in an okay spot there. So that is going to round it out. Oh, I got to do reinforcements. So there is a where I'm at. It's a reinforcement roll. So you look at the top card, and we have another 1. So I add 1 to this die roll here. 1 plus 7 is 8. That is out of this range. It's got to be a roll 1 to 4. So that comes off and gets, I'm discarding it to here. That gets discarded. So then my timer goes down to 7. So I've got 7 turns left. But I feel like I'm in a relatively good situation here in that I've got my target ready to go. It's active. I don't have anybody on my target, which is, so I don't have to worry about that to take a shot. And I'm two areas away or 2 range, so I'm in a perfect situation. I haven't used any armor. My gun is pretty good. My rifle has an excellent at range 5. Plus, I have cards like Stealth Kill, which well, I don't know. That right here, if I declare a stealth or a suppressed attack, automatically get an attack roll of 10 and defeat cover of 6. So, that is going to give me the shot I need. And just so something I probably haven't talked about, another difference, there's a lot of differences, again, between Shadow War and Modern War. In that, and the core is the same, but the differences are meaningful. You have a different attack roll. Normal attack roll, you're going to roll a 10-sided dice and a 6-sided dice. 6-sided dice for the cover. And if you get both of them, then you get a kill. If you miss the cover, or you miss the hit roll on your weapon, well, you're going to get a suppress. And if you miss both, then you get a no effect. But the no effect also means that you could alert somebody. The no effect is just no effect. In Shadow War, it changes to where you could alert somebody. So if you get a success on both, you get a kill. And again, the cover here is this number here. So that's the number you got to roll over with the 6-sided dice over. So Soleimani has pretty good cover. So you have to roll a success for the cover and a success for the hit. And in my case, with my rifle, it's going to be 5 or higher. And that would give me a kill. If I miss either one of those, then they're going for the alarm. So you go right to the alarm situation, the hostile. So that's a problem here, is that this automatically ramps up if that happens. And then if you miss on both, then it goes to a pause. Then they think they heard something. They heard the little pff, and they're trying to figure out what happened. And so they automatically go to a pause on that situation. So anyway, a little bit of trying to explain some of this as we go. As I said, the basics I have no problem with. It's some of the nuances of Shadow, which take a little bit of time to go back into. The other thing too is with Soleimani, I will not be drawing from this because it's a revealed person or target, where these are still on their, kind of unaware side. And so so in that regard, I guess I would just go to a normal attack. I'll look that up before the next thing, but I think I just go right to the normal attack since this person is revealed. But anyway, so there you have it. That's going to give me some noise though, but I've got some black armor, black ammo, so that will only have 5 noise as opposed to 10, but I'm already at the top part of green, so that's something I got to consider as I do that as well. So that's the thing I like about this. Yeah, it's a little bit more complicated and a little bit harder to find some of the little new rules and nuances, but it's for every bit of complexity, it's even that much more rewarding because you really get a feel of what's going on. And here I am kind of huddled back in a back alley. I've now been able to secure my shot, by scouting out the area and figuring out a good location in the back alley to take my shot at Soleimani. I've had to watch some of these guys move around, some of these hostiles move around and see where they go. This guy is going to be off the board. Let's see what he was. Oh, it's a civilian. Good. Well, I didn't want to take out a civilian anyway. And so now I'm in a situation where I've got it just in the right spot of what I want with 7 turns left. I think that's ample time. So that's where I'll leave it off today. Thank you all for spending some time with me.
Thanks for watching.